Are you ready to discover the Stanley Hotel? Join me on this journey through time as we explore the intriguing history of this iconic establishment and uncover the spine-tingling tales that have made it a hotbed for paranormal activity. But before we dive into the world of ghosts and ghouls, let's take a closer look at the Stanley Hotel itself. Standing proudly in the heart of Colorado, this grand old dame has been welcoming guests since 1909. With its 142 rooms and 22 acres of stunning grounds, it's the perfect destination for those seeking a luxurious and unforgettable stay. As you step inside, you'll be greeted by the warm glow of the lobby's antique lamps and the inviting crackle of the fireplace. The elegant decor and rich history of the hotel will transport you back in time to an era of sophistication and charm. And as you make your way through the halls, you can't help but feel the weight of the past on your shoulders. Who knows what secrets these four walls are hiding? Now let's turn our attention to the source of all this eerie excitement, the ghosts of the Stanley Hotel. As darkness falls and the shadows grow longer, the spirits of the dead begin to stir. One of the most famous hauntings is that of a little girl named Almira. She can often be seen wandering the halls or playing with her friends in the ballroom. Her laughter echoes through the corridors, bringing joy and mischief wherever she goes. But don't be fooled by her playful nature, because she can also be a bit of a prankster. Guests have reported hearing the sound of children's footsteps running up and down the stairs just before bedtime. Then, when they turn their heads, there's no one there. But Almira isn't the only spirit that calls the Stanley Hotel home. There's also the ghost of a man named Lloyd. He can often be seen sitting in the hotel lobby, lost in thought. Some say he's waiting for someone who never arrives, while others believe he's simply enjoying the warmth of the fireplace and the crackling fire. Lloyd's presence is a gentle one, though, and he's known to interact with guests, offering a kind word or a helping hand. If you're lucky, you might even catch him playing the piano in the music room, his fingers dancing across the keys as he brings the old piano to life. But perhaps the most chilling haunting of all is that of a former guest named F.O. Stanley. He can often be seen walking the grounds of the hotel, taking in the fresh mountain air. Some say he's still in search of the perfect view, while others believe he's simply enjoying the peace and quiet of the mountains. But if you cross his path, be careful. For F.O. Stanley isn't known for his friendly nature and has been known to scare off unsuspecting guests with a loud shout or a sudden appearance. Despite these terrifying encounters, many guests return to the Stanley Hotel year after year, eager to experience the thrills and chills that come with staying in such a haunted place. In fact, it's become a popular destination for paranormal investigators and ghost hunters who come from all over the world to try and capture evidence of the supernatural. And then there's Stephen King. The famous author was staying in room 217 when he began to experience some strange and terrifying phenomena. At first, it was just the usual creaks and moans of an old building settling in the night. But then things started to get weird. He heard the sound of a rocking chair moving by itself in the room next door, and then he saw the ghost of a woman in a Victorian nightgown standing at the end of his bed. Terrified, he grabbed his wife's hand and they fled the room. From that moment on, Stephen King couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. He began to hear footsteps pacing back and forth outside his room, and he could have sworn he saw a shadowy figure lurking in the hallway. But when he turned on the lights, there was nothing there. One night he woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of someone sitting down on the other side of the bed. He froze, paralyzed with fear as he strained to listen. Was it a human or something more sinister? Then, as suddenly as it began, the noise stopped. Determined to get to the bottom of these terrifying occurrences, Stephen King decided to investigate further. He learned that the room next door had not been occupied for weeks. Yet the rocking chair had been seen moving by other guests as well, and the ghost of the woman in the nightgown had become a local legend. Over time, these chilling experiences inspired Stephen King to write his 1977 horror novel, The Shining, which would go on to become one of the best-selling books of all time. The story follows Jack Torrance, a writer who becomes the winter caretaker of the isolated Overlook Hotel along with his wife and young son. But as the snow begins to pile up and the temperature drops, Jack's sanity begins to unravel, leading to a terrifying climax that will leave you on the edge of your seat. And as you explore the Stanley Hotel, you'll see that the story of The Shining is all too real. Many guests have reported seeing the ghost of a little girl in a Victorian nightgown, just as Stephen King described in his novel. And the rocking chair in room 217 still moves by itself to this day, its rhythmic creaking echoing through the empty hallways. But these are just the tip of the iceberg. In recent years, guests have reported a wide range of paranormal activity at the Stanley Hotel, from hearing disembodied voices and footsteps to seeing apparitions and full shadow figures. One guest even reported seeing the ghost of a man hanging from the balcony of their room, and when they looked out the window, they saw the shadow of a man standing on the ledge as if he were about to jump. But when they turned the lights on, he was gone. There have also been reports of objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing by themselves, and even beds shaking violently in the middle of the night. And let's not forget about the music. Many guests have reported hearing the sound of a piano being played in the middle of the night, even though the hotel's grand piano is kept in a locked room. Some say the music is coming from beyond the grave, played by the ghost of a former musician who haunts the halls of the Stanley Hotel. So, what's really going on here? Are these terrifying tales just the product of an overactive imagination, or is there something more sinister lurking in the shadows of the Stanley Hotel? Well, the truth may lie somewhere in between. While there's no denying that the Stanley Hotel is a beautiful and historic landmark, there's also no denying that strange things happen here. The question is, what do you think? Are the ghosts of the Stanley Hotel just a fun and spooky part of its history? Or are they a dangerous and deadly threat to anyone who dares to stay there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to stay tuned for more terrifying tales from around the world. Now, I want to share another spooky story with you. It comes from the nearby town of Estes Park, where I recently uncovered a disturbing crime that shocked the community to its core. It was the case of the missing hiker, a young woman who set off on a solo hike in the Rocky Mountain National Park but never returned. As the days turned into weeks with no sign of her whereabouts, the search efforts grew increasingly frantic. But as the investigation deepened, the authorities uncovered a web of deceit and danger that pointed to a killer who was still on the loose. If you're ready to hear this chilling tale, then click on the link below and let's dive into the dark side of this seemingly idyllic town. Just a word of warning, though. This story is not for the faint of heart. It's a twisted and terrifying journey into the depths of human depravity that will leave you questioning the very nature of good and evil. So, are you brave enough to face the darkness and uncover the truth behind this chilling crime? If so, click the link below and join me as we explore the darkest corners of the human psyche. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the haunting halls of the Stanley Hotel. I hope you enjoyed learning about the chilling tales and eerie encounters that have made this place one of the most haunted hotels in America. But our exploration of the paranormal doesn't have to end here. If you're eager to continue your journey into the unknown, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. As a fellow traveler on this path, you'll be the first to know when I release new videos that delve into the mysterious, the macabre, and the downright spooky. Together, we can uncover more terrifying tales and unearth the hidden secrets that lie beneath the surface of our world. And if you found this video intriguing, be sure to give it a like. By doing so, you'll not only show your appreciation for our exploration of the paranormal, but you'll also help to promote more spine-chilling content. Who knows what other haunted places we'll uncover together? Until then, keep an eye out for the unexpected, because the realm of the paranormal is all around us. And who knows, you might just find that the scariest stories are the ones that are true. Thanks for watching.